Good afternoon. This is probably the last update before the storm hits in the Western Carolinas and Virginias for the most part. Some of us are already feeling the effects. But here I just wanted to show you the surface map that depicts a maturing cold air damming event. You can see these brown lines kind of arc along the spine of the Appalachian Mountains or just to the east, indicating that cold air is being funneled down against the mountains and creating a cold, dry atmosphere. So temperatures at this time, this was 1 p.m., it was above freezing. But the thing about these cold air damming events is it also dries out the air. And once the air is dry, any precipitation that falls will, one, evaporate. Two, as it evaporates, it cools off the air. It's called evaporative cooling. And so while temperatures are right now maybe above or right at freezing, as soon as the majority of the precipitation comes, it will cool off the atmosphere and temperatures will plummet to below freezing into the 20s. Here is the Winter Storm Severity Index. Any place outlined in orange could expect major or moderate impacts, moderate impacts to daily life. Your travel is highly cautioned if you travel at all. In the red and the purples, you can expect major or extreme impacts to daily life. Travel is not advised in any of the areas outlined in either red or purple. Power outages are possible, especially those places highlighted in purple, but also you could also have power outages in the red areas, even the orange, and perhaps the yellow areas. So if we take a look at the current radar with precipitation type depicted, you can see that the majority of the returns here are probably not reaching the ground, although with this batch here moving just to the northwest or northeast of Charlotte, we do have some sleet reports coming in on imping in the Statesville to Charlotte area and places in between. All right, so let's take a look at the latest HER model. This is the 18Z HER, HRRR. I pronounce it HER, whatever. It depicts, just like the MRMS, really two main areas of precipitation in our area, over the southern parts of the United States. If we play this forward, it really fills in over Texas and Louisiana, and it congeals into one humongous precipitation field. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. But anyways, just wanted you to zoom out and see that part. We'll zoom in here to the Western Carolinas. This is 10 p.m. This is when I expect the majority of the precipitation accumulations to begin. And the latest HER just depicts a bunch of ice. Not good. Still expecting some pretty good ice accumulations across the Charlotte metro area, over towards Raleigh, Durham, even down into Greenville, Spartanburg, and Columbia, South Carolina. Now, it might lighten up over the course of the day on Sunday, but that does not mean it's over, because as you can see, back to the west, some pretty heavy, what looks like thunderstorms, or at least very heavy rain, will cross the mountains and get into the Charlotte region by 5 or 6 p.m. Now, I want to zoom out a little bit here and show you some pretty interesting things. Down here in Tallahassee, over in Georgia, this looks like, springtime, a little bit of thunderstorm activity. But if you follow this thing all the way up, You see these darker reds across the Charlotte, Greensboro area, back over towards Wilkesboro, just to the east of Asheville. Some of the models, actually have some lightning in the Charlotte metro area around this time. And that would mean like this is thunderstorms, technically. Interestingly, it's freezing rain that's falling and not rain. So I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm calling it a freezing thunderstorm, a frozen storm, a frozen thunderstorm. What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it freezing storm, freezing thunderstorm. That's fine. Who cares? I don't know if there's an actual name for it, because you know that thunder snow, but it's a thunderstorm that's putting down snow. This is going to be a thunderstorm that is putting down freezing rain. So it's going to look like a thunderstorm, but then when it's all over, you get a quick shot of some very heavy accumulations of ice. If you've ever been in a thunderstorm in the Carolinas, especially the Western Carolinas, these storms do have the potential to put it down. And since this is ice we're talking about, whatever has fallen before, like all of this before the storm, the, I guess, frozen thunderstorm comes through, that's just going to be on top of everything else. And that's just before it ends for good across the Piedmont and foothills of the Carolinas. So that might be a quick shot of 0.2 to 0.4 of an inch of ice in these things. And it's going to be pretty cool because you might see some lightning. How much? I don't know. I don't know. But there is the convective available potential energy is non-zero. It's not a lot, but it's non-zero. Now that was the Herr model. Here is the Rufus model. The Rufus model is a little bit more aggressive. You see that line of thunderstorms, it looks like, across Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, getting into Chattanooga by noon tomorrow. Look at that. Right there, right across, pretty much from maybe Salem, maybe just north of Salem, all the way down. Right there. Now, it's going to be a frozen thunderstorm or a freezing thunderstorm, a line of freezing thunderstorms from Salem down to maybe perhaps just north of Greenwood, but definitely the Charlotte metro area, Wilkesboro, Statesville, Greensboro, over maybe even Greenville, Spartanburg. That is remarkable. So you got two different models, pretty much honing in on the same thing, and I believe the 3 kilometer NAM also has the same thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's remarkable, actually. So if we kind of zoom back out and just the overall concepts, please do not travel if you don't have to, especially in the red areas and the purple areas. Travel is not advised anywhere where you have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, ice storm warnings over the next maybe 2 to 3 days. Power outages will be widespread in some areas. The amount of ice is going to be at damaging levels across the Carolinas and even into Virginia, perhaps Richmond, Virginia, down towards Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Greenville, Spartanburg, and even into northeastern Georgia. Do take precautions. Get to your emergency place. I know there's shelter-in-place advisories in cities like Asheville, North Carolina. Heed warnings from the National Weather Service and advisories from your local media outlet, your favorite local media outlet. Again, this channel does not intend to replace your National Weather Service. They are a very important communication between us and them, pretty much. Us being the public. You guys be safe out there. Don't do anything stupid. And if you don't do anything stupid, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.